look, she's come up through a political media culture, that came from the Trump campaign in 20, which was a lot more sloppy and shambolic than the 24 campaign was. But, she was in Stefanik's orbit, who is a person who's reinvented herself 157 times. From that sort of Fox News guest thing, where the incentive structure is to lie and to throw culture war red meat to the boobs out there watching so that they can get a hate boner. None of this is the kind of traditional approach from a press secretary who is a professional and who understands that interacting with the news media matters. And Karoline, I do want to counsel you on one thing. I'm sure you have not read the Constitution. I'm sure you've read the Donald Trump version, which is the Orange God rules all. That is it. That's all the amendments. But there was a reason the founders identified exactly one field of enterprise, of human enterprise, to outline for protection. And it wasn't farmers, and it wasn't craftsmen, it wasn't carpenters, it wasn't sailors, it wasn't lawyers. The one area that the Constitution protects by name is the press. So yesterday, what did you see her doing? Attacking reporters like, how dare you ask me a follow-up question? No.
Caitlin, I'm not taking your follow-up.
I have a follow-up on something you just said, though, Karoline. That's
Caitlin,
regarding
I'm not
Jeffrey
taking
Goldsberg.
your follow-up. Philip, go ahead. I have called on you.
She is right now the star of the Trump ball. She's right now the belle of the Trump ball. But I will tell you something, folks. In Washington, D.C., I've seen a lot of press secretaries. I've seen a lot of media relations people. I've been one. I've seen a lot of people who either understand that you owe not just a duty to your boss to protect his reputation, but you also owe a duty to the truth and to the American people. Now, I don't expect that from Karoline Leavitt. I expect very little from Karoline Leavitt. In fact, she is a perfect apotheosis of the MAGA culture now with younger people. It's ugly. It's snippy. It's shallow. I mean, I want you to understand, she's not a stupid person, but she lives in a culture that will only allow her to operate in a narrow frame. That culture will only allow her to operate in a narrow window. And being on the enemies list for operating in a narrow cultural window is, on one hand, you think that's kind of silly. But the window she's operating in is one that continues to degrade and devalue the truth. It is one that continues to go well beyond spin and putting the best face on something and getting your facts out there and articulating an argument. Her argument is not, wow, we did the right thing at all points. This was perfect. And when we did a great job. Her argument is instead, Jeffrey Goldberg is evil.
Do you trust Jeffrey Goldberg, who is a registered Democrat and an anti-Trump sensationalist reporter?
The reporters are, this is all the media's fault. And this idea that a 27-year-old gets to determine what is and isn't classified from the podium in the White House is risible. It's hilarious. It's laughable. The other irony here is that for all Karoline Leavitt's bloviating and screeching from the podium and shrieking at reporters yesterday, the thing I find fascinating is that these are the same exact people in his administration right now who lost their fucking minds every minute of the day over Hillary Clinton having a private email server, who lost their minds, who demanded hundreds of hours, which there were, of congressional testimony and hearings about Hillary Clinton's email server. They're the same people who made movies and screeched endlessly about the fact that we tragically lost 4 Americans, contractors in Benghazi. And yet doesn't mention from the podium yesterday that 4 American soldiers were killed in Lithuania under mysterious circumstances. Apparently that's not really something that matters to them.
Have you been briefed about the soldiers in Lithuania who are missing?
No, I haven't.
Apparently that's below the level of some culture war item that they would love to put out and shove in your face every day. But you look at the totality of what she's done in the last 2 months, and it's getting worse. It's accelerating. And I get it, Karoline. You are an ambitious person. I get it. You found the vector into Trump. You found the act he likes to see, the sort of fake media orgasm of, I'm going to beat up reporters for you today, sir. And you're doing it. You're going to do it all the time. You're going to do it until you make a mistake. You're going to do it until they keep things from you. And that will happen. You watch. That will happen. They will keep something from you, and they will walk you out there one day, and you will say, no way did we do X, because X would be illegal and wrong. And you're going to find out from a reporter or in a day or in a week or in a month, they did do X. And they hung you out to dry. They put you out there, as they say, like a staked goat. So the tiger will come out and eat you first. It will happen, Karoline. They don't love you. They don't really care about you. You are a utility player right now. But if I was going to counsel you on one thing to stay off the enemies list, it would be that you should go to your bosses and tell them just once in a while, maybe we should act toward the American people like we respect them. Maybe we should act toward the people that are covering this White House like we respect them. Because that might go a long way in easing the tensions that Americans in this country legitimately believe exist, that we are at the cusp of totalitarianism and authoritarianism. Maybe. She will never do that, by the way. She'll watch this, she'll laugh about it, she'll share it with her friends and go, that old man doesn't know anything. Girlfriend, I have forgotten more about this shit than you will ever know. I have lived longer in this world than 99.99% of all political operators ever do. By this point in most people's political lives, they have gone back to their law firms, or they have gone back to their PR agencies, or they have gone back and raised goats in Montana. You are on the enemies list because you are an offensive liar. You are on the enemies list because you are disrespectful to the American people. You are on the enemies list because you don't care or believe in a free and inquisitive press. I will tell you, you're not stupid, Karoline. You're not stupid. I can tell you're not stupid. You're evil, but you're not stupid. You might want to work on one of those.